Take one. Here we are, Louisiana Beer Reviews, and we are looking at
the 1965 Schlitz Malt Liquor. Okay, it was test marketed in 1963. They wanted to make a extra strong Schlitz beer. This is a revisit. I've had it many times. It was rolled out nationally 52 years ago. It used to be sold around here everywhere. Now you can find it in a few stores. If you go to Shreveport, it's in every store. In some states, they can't get it at all. Now, they say on the website they use 6 hop varieties. Now, whether that means anything, I don't know. It may not mean much. And apparently, the old advertisements from the magazine said 4 malt varieties. They use a corn adjunct, probably corn syrup. It's inexpensive. I think the whole 6-pack was $5.73 at Mercado de Familia. Mercado de Familia on U.S. Highway 90 eastbound.
basically $1 a can.
Westbound in Beaumont, Texas. Yeah, I bought it in Beaumont. It's canned, so you don't have to worry about the light ruining it. Nice head. And the best buy date is October 30th. So we're well within the freshness date. Yeah. I don't know if you ever had this before. We drank the Gold Bull and y'all were like raving on it. Yeah. And that's a newer thing. The Gold Bull is only 12 years old. This is 52 years old. So, you wanted to try it? I said, sure, yes. We can try it. Why not?
Well, the lacings are starting to dissipate fairly quickly, so, you know, it's just got little alcohol in it.
Yeah, 5.9, so it's not too strong.
It smells good. It's got that little bit of
dank smell.
And junk smell.
I guess it's, well,
yeah.
It's not as sweet and bready as the other one.
No, because it's much weaker. It's still at 5.9. If you drink a bunch, you're gonna feel it, you know. But it's a much more mild item.
It's still got the same taste as the Gold Bull.
Now the Gold Bull's charcoal filtered. They don't talk about that on this. When you click on this one, it doesn't say anything about charcoal filtering. So I would imagine they're just using whatever standard filter they're using, which is whatever they use. Could be filtered through paper for all I know. It's clean.
It's very clean. It goes down like water.
I've been drinking Schlitz Malt Liquor since 1996, so I have a lot of experience with it. Sadly, we can't get it. Mystery Lady, you want any more?
Good.
She's the DD.
She is the DD. Now I'm getting a little bit more carbonation off of this. I guess that's because it wasn't charcoal filtered, so I'm also getting a little.
That makes a difference.
A slight aftertaste. That I wasn't getting on the.
You get a little bit more popcorn in this one, like you know your microwave popcorn. That's just me saying that, you know. It's light body. It's not heavy. It's a crisp finish. It's just like y'all watched that McGregor fight. The what? Grease?
The grease.
So apparently Schlitz uses packing grease because you keep talking about grease.
That's what I'm detecting a little bit. It's not really like it's almost like a.
If you ever come back here one day, we'll try the regular Schlitz.
With packing
it's good,
grease?
but you can tell the other one, the charcoal filter, made a difference.
You think?
Oh yeah, because I got this coating in my mouth that I'm tasting with this one that I didn't get.
Right.
And I get that with regular water that's not filtered. I mean, I can.
Maybe that's what it is.
It just pulls out a lot of those
The
like
impurities,
something
it's taken away. It's you probably just get a cleaner finish.
It's something indigenous with the tap water they use in the breweries to brew it.
Yeah, it's the same brewery number 4, which I believe is Fort Worth, Texas, but it's a huge brewery. I've been on Highway 287 northbound, and it's an incredibly huge brewery. So they have all their. It's been there for 51 years. They have all the equipment to do whatever they want to do over there.
51
Yeah,
years, there's no telling what's going on in that brewery.
I want to apologize for the Kansas City Southern Railroad. Well, I mean, I would be curious one day in the future if you ever want to do regular Schlitz, you know, like Schlitz, just Schlitz, you know, Schlitz beer. Like when we were growing up as kids, everybody knew Schlitz.
Right.
I can get that here easily. It's a little more of a problem in New Orleans, although Rouse's does sell it. Although I find that Rouse's up prices it. I don't think they give it a fair price. Food for Less gives it a more reasonable price. That's only 4.7%. This is 5.9. I don't know. I don't know what you think about it. I don't know what your score is.
On this? A good solid B.
Yeah, I think it's in the B range. Probably I would go B plus just because it has a little. But I wouldn't go high. I wouldn't go higher than that. I think probably I'd be more into the B. B plus if you want to
Honestly,
push.
it's got almost like a slight metallic burnness to it. Slight, very slight. And like I said, on the head, I'm just getting that slight petroleum. I don't know what's going on. It's almost metallically or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really weird that you keep talking about that packing grease because I've never heard anybody use that term. Now we always use Budweiser as sort of like our baseline, you know, like everything compares to that because it's the most common. How do you think it holds up against like a Budweiser?
Oh, it's much better than Budweiser.
You really think so?
Budweiser.
Much
I think
better?
so. Oh yeah.
I get the feeling y'all don't like Budweiser too much.
I don't care for Budweiser.
I'm not an apologist for Budweiser, by the way. I get no money from them.
It's just an overall better finish. I mean, it's not as good as,
The BSL.
but you know, it's not bad. No.
This is sort of like their base.
And I think it's the filtering that's making the difference.
Yeah, this is like their base Schlitz malt liquor, and then they go up to the Red Bull, the Gold Bull, and also they have the Ice Bull, which is so rare. I've only seen it.
Yeah, the smell is just. It's very faint, but I get it, and it's a deep.
You see, I think I know what you're talking about, but I think I'm picking up more of a You know how if you go to like the hospital cafeteria and they have that bread, that like those dinner rolls, and
It's probably the yeast.
like the top of the bread is like the crust, and I'm picking that up, and you're interpreting it as packing grease, but
No.
I'm picking up more of that like mass-produced dinner rolls. You know how they're all like stuck together,
Right.
and they pull them apart. You know,
It's slightly petroleumed. Slightly.
I swear that this company does not want their beer to taste like any kind of grease.
Like almost like some kind of strange plastic or something.
That is literally not a good sign.
That's what I'm getting.
You know, you got to call it like you see it. And if you're getting a beer that tastes like plastic and grease, packing
It's
grease.
like I mean, all that's goes along the lines of a processed petroleum. So I'm wondering if this is something off the line, maybe.
You picking up any grease? I'm not picking up any petroleum whatsoever.
Well, if I had to compare it to the other one, I think it's more has to do with the water and not being filtered. The other beer,
We could talk off camera about
clearly,
this.
the charcoal filled one was just much better. I mean, but that's, with that being said, I mean, that's the same thing with if you're drinking water. And if it's filtered water, it's charcoal filtered, of course it's gonna take a lot of the impurities that you may be picking up taste-wise that are gonna bother you, which may be more metallic, it's whatever in the water, locally.
I think so. I think that's
In whatever
what's going
area
on.
they're getting their water supplies is Texas.
Probably well water.
You know, could be well water, could be just whatever nearby sources. I mean, the water changes here. Sometimes, I mean, in New Orleans, you can smell a chlorination in the water when they're treating it during the summer. It just hits you in the face, you almost don't even, it's when you're taking a shower, you don't
Like
even
a
wanna.
swimming pool, yeah.
Right, it's like, it's horrible,
Right.
you know, it just dries your hair out and everything.
I
it
don't
makes
think
your
that's the
skin
case
itch.
with this beer. I think there's something going on with, like you said, maybe the filtration process they're using with this, and it's local to this processing area.
What I'm
And
saying though, with
it was
chimney
filtered
tasting
out. It
is
was filtered out with the bowl, the gold bowl.
with the water, locally, whatever they're using, if they're for both beers, I think it's something maybe indicative to the water that you're tasting, that you're picking up, that's more metallic.
Or maybe that's why we can't
And you're
get
just
this here.
sensitive to it. I'm not getting it, and you're not getting it. And it was more, it's noticeable in this beer, but it's not noticeable in the one that was charcoal filtered.
Because it got filtered out.
But
We
you're
can-
used to
We
drinking.
can get this here, but it doesn't sell, so
But
we
remember,
can't get
you're
it.
used to drinking filtered water. You
Yeah,
I
filter all
guess you
your
gotta
water.
wonder right now why it doesn't sell.
Because when's the last time you seen a Schlitz commercial on TV? Oh, look, Jim Beam Apple. That's something I never want to try in my life.
Me either.
It's like-
no interest in that.
That's like a flim flam item.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Anyway, I mean, Schlitz Malt Liquor, it's fine. Maybe they use 6 hop varieties. I don't know where that's coming through it. I'm not picking up 6 different attributes.
No.
So that doesn't mean much. It's just like mostly a regular beer, but maybe a little better.
Mm-hmm.
But not way better. But then I didn't pay way more. I paid like a regular
Yeah.
price. So, is it better than like King Cobra Malt Liquor from Anheuser-Busch? I don't know. I haven't done a blind taste test. I can't say. I wouldn't, from recollection, say that it's better. It does have like a little, just like the other one, it does have like a little citrus note.
Did get that.
And I think that is coming from those hops. So there is something like a little, it's like a little touch better. But the thing about the packing grease, that's like throwing the whole thing kind of like wiggly woggly, But you said you wanted to talk about it off air, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, this is a little bit of a little perplexity, but I don't know, would you buy it? Unless you saw a 6-pack? That's the main question, would you buy it?
Oh, I would.
Mm-hmm. I'd buy it because it's so subtle. It's just not there. But when I was trying to see what we were getting on the aroma end, I got it. So
Okay, so we did craft beer, we did macro. Oh well, what's the final word on all of it? It doesn't really matter. You're just drinking and trying it. It's not that important. If you think it's important, it's not. There's a lot of things important in this world, and drinking beer is not one of them. This is done for entertainment purposes only.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, folks. And y'all come on down to Louisiana. Laissez le bon temps rouler.